Hey, Russell Jennings here for Build Your Idea, and in this video we're going to be talking about Linux. Linux is a free operating system used on countless web servers, desktops, and every Android phone. It is comprised primarily of a kernel, which can be thought of as the brain of the operating system, and is how it interacts with the hardware. But an operating system needs more than a kernel, so what you add in addition to that, drivers, programs, and things like games, and how you do it is a matter of preference. This is where Linux distributions come in. By far, the two main distributions of Linux are Debian-based and Red Hat-based, which is a way of talking about how packages are managed and how the OS is set up. They are both Linux, they just have different ways of managing their software and design of the system. They themselves have been forked into different distros, such as the popular Ubuntu being a fork of Debian. Linux is a versatile operating system capable of doing things for free that you would otherwise have to pay thousands of dollars for in Windows. You can live stream the contents of one hard drive to another using a tool called DRBD. So if, say, a database server goes offline, you can have the other machine take over and be up to date. Linux has been adapted to run on a variety of hardware and has proven itself to be the unquestionable operating system you deploy to. Now, Linux by itself is typically a command line operating system. However, various desktop GUIs have been developed so people can use Linux as their desktop OS. Each offers a different look and feel, bells and whistles, and performance. I myself have found XFCE to offer just what I need, but you can feel free to explore the other options out there and find one that you like. Now, I suggest running a VirtualBox VM of Linux as your dev environment, assuming you're doing something like Rails development. Here's mine running right now on another screen. I found the benefits of this to be numerous. OS updates to the underlying OS can occur and not interfere with your workflow. Backups are as easy as copy and paste. But most importantly, it gets you closer to what you'll be working on in production. Installing a database server on your production server is the same as installing it locally. As far as distributions, I recommend Ubuntu-based or even something better like Linux Mint. While I am not particularly a fan of Ubuntu, it will offer the widest support, least fuss, and has the best desktop focus so far. However, if you're up for an adventure, which are easy to pursue by the way when you're using something like a VM, because you can just create a new one and install an operating system on there, Slackware is considered to be the most hardcore Linux distribution, next to just building a Linux distribution yourself, which is also possible. It was the first distro I ever tinkered with, and I certainly learned a lot along the way. With a distribution like Slackware, you compile everything from source. If you're really looking to get your hands dirty, I recommend spinning up a virtual machine and installing Slackware on it, and try setting it up as a desktop and as a web server. You'll learn a lot. If you're learning what kind of things you can do with a Linux box, you can create a web server, a mail server, a firewall, a game server, a file server, a PBX, really quite a lot. Anyway, that's Linux in a nutshell. We'll be talking more about Linux in depth later on. Until next time.